trapped, we just sack and promote first faster. So we promote much faster, but even by check, and we have enough time to stop all these pawns and even collect all of them. Alright, how are you, Pneumatic? How are you doing? One more time, later you can watch the YouTube video. Now I go to the next game. I just go to the next game. This was c5. I continue with the powerful attacking of c5. Miss. I'm fine. This is the second part of Trompovsky. So we look at today c5. After g5, immediately c5. What's going on? So, c5. The first variation what we covered was d5. This game is even pretty shorter. It's with bishop capture f6. I can say that it's just your choice. It's just game of style, you know. Depends which style you're playing, more positional, more aggressive. So depends of you guys. The initiative is in your hands, so you can choose what to do. I like the d5 much more because keeping the pressure. I don't wish to give up my bishop, so I prefer keeping my bishop on g5. And if you watch the first part of Trompovsky, you can find out that h4 variation is really very powerful. Thank you so much for following. So bishop captures, g takes f6. Actually everything is possible after bishop takes. E takes 2, but then we have a d5 very powerful continuation. Anyway, d5. The problem of this line could be g5, guys. Here we go. Again, we have an option to keep that pawn, but in this game I can recommend one more time, sacrifice the b2 pawn. It's very exciting line. Thanks so much. So queen takes b2, e3. We have e3 in this case. Develop as fast as possible. There it is, our initiative, nowhere else. We don't have the standard tactic, you know, here and capture b7, just because b7 is very well protected for the moment. So our initiative has to be center and fast development. Yeah, probably later I'm going to accept after we finish with Chess TV and with Trompovsky. You should wait about maybe 40 more minutes maximum. Thank you so much. I'm going to accept challenges, yes, of course. Bishop c4. Either knight h3 variation, rook b1 followed by knight f4. It's also interesting. We centralize now both knights. One of it could go to f3 or c4. Rook b1 direct looks like the most aggressive one. Hello guys, how are you doing? Queen takes a2, knight c4. So bishop g7, rook b3. I'm still fighting with the partner to become partner in Twitch. When the month finish, I just go a little bit down for some reason. So thank you so much for the Chess TV, for the support. I hope more people can know more about me and my recommendations, my knowledges and my style of playing. Rook b3, now queen a4. There is the option queen a1. The question is, shall we trade after we are already 2 pawns down? Yes, we can trade because of rook a3. Fast attacking, followed by knight b6. Fantastic fork, guys, based on the pin. Thanks so much for following. So now knight b6 is forking black using the bad place pieces on a8 and c8. So knight b6, you can just fork me. So queen a1 doesn't exist. Queen a4 is the only one continuation. Now we have bishop d3, fast attacking. Bring the other knight, rook a3, capture. We try all the time to trap that queen somehow, so we did it. It's a force way. So at the moment when you capture b2, most of the Sicilian defense too, who is playing Sicilian, knows very well that this b2 pawn could be, there is one variation in knight warfare. b2 pawn is a poison pawn, so we can call this b2 pawn poison pawn. It's not that important that you didn't take back the pawn immediately after it in move 2. As you see, we have about 6-7 moves ahead where really the black queen is in trouble. And anyway, you can just lose it by this cover attack, by fork, by pin. There is one more line with queen b1 in this case. Castling bishop d3. If you don't find such a forced tactics, you have still chance to become better. Rook takes c5, so we took back already the pawns, which were down. Step on the 7th rank with the white rook is something very, very important. I can recommend Ron Nimcovich, my system book. Knight f3, knight c5, knight d2, pin the knight, and ready for castling. That's it. I think we solve most of our problems. Bishop takes f5, sacrifice the rook, or also sacrifice the knight. And this is bad actually. This game finished bad for white, I think so. So if you don't do the best, if you don't find the computer move or the special preparation for white side, like bishop d3, then you could have problems with that. So rook b3, rook a3 makes more sense to play against the queen. This variation with bishop takes f6, g takes f6, I can say in short that it's not so great for white side, guys. So better to choose the first one what I covered before that. Next one. Bishop g5, c5. Again we have a bishop takes f6, so we can look at these two. Queen b6, queen c1 in this case, so we just have protection. f5. f5 is with the idea bishop g7, as you see the green arrows. b2 is a huge weakness just because white doesn't have a dark square bishop. e3, bishop g7, c3. Tomorrow gonna be the match against Veronica, Poland girl, so you can enjoy watching me in Chess TV 2. It's gonna be at 10 p.m. I think so, my time, or 9 p.m. set. It's announced already in Facebook fan page or Instagram. She also announced it, so feel free to follow me there too. Enjoy. I have Instagram too, but still a new one there. Okay guys, so e6, knight h3, we have to continue the development on something really important. After e takes d5, it's not so great for black. Why? Because what's this? Because what's this now? f7, f5, d7, d5, it's a very bad pawn structure. We have just knight f4, followed by this way next, knight h5 I meant. So definitely white is having initiative. Compensation about the pawn down. Queen d6, queen d2, we're ready to develop then. Knight a6, knight a3, capture. Again, dirty, ugly, ugly pawn structure, d5, f5, f7, d7. Queen set castling, knight c7. Knight f4. Unstoppable capture d5. Why? Because just black doesn't have time to develop, that's it. d4. cd, ed, bishop h6. Isolated pawn on d4, but if we can talk more about the structure of black, you will be not impressed. Now black can be happy about this structure anymore. That's why, instead of cd here, don't accept, just decline, just say no, I will not take that ugly pawn. So just go to the knight h5. You can follow me later in YouTube. To check to look at the old videos. And subscribe for me, and don't forget about liking every single video. Thank you so much. Okay, knight h5, bishop h6. Now we're ready to capture, avoiding, I hope you understand already this, we're avoiding the isolated pawn on d4. Why? We just take back with the rook, of course, not by pawn then, when the bishop is not anymore to the biggest diagonal. Rook d5, knight here, black is still not developed, look at that. Which move it is? It's move 18 when black is doing castling. Knight d6. Completely paralyzing black, here we go. So much weak squares around, you know, and so much weaknesses, so much pawn islands. Black is having 4 pawn islands right now, and 0, 3, 4 isolated pawns. Yeah, too much. I'm going to stream every day, by the way, until Sunday, because I arranged for this week 5 matches. One of it was on Monday, you know, Monday, Wednesday, Thursday. No, today I don't have a match. Today just Trompovsky. Thursday gonna be the match against Veronica. Friday gonna be the match against Alessia Santaramo, you know, the Italian lady. Saturday gonna be the match against my first gentleman, Vlad from, I'm not sure, probably Serbia. And even Sunday morning, Liu Kuridze, probably know her, she's also a good streamer. And Sunday night I'm going to play a light chess some tournament, but not streaming, just time you can watch me in YouTube or come to light chess to follow me there. 96, ftx e3, yes, it's working, but who cares if you take the fact that we can create some checkmate net with our both knights, rook, maybe soon bring the bishop to d3. So let's see what's going on here. Knight f4. Knight f4 is a blunder, guys, so hope so you can maybe stop the video right now and trying to, if you watch me in YouTube, and trying to figure out what's going on. So there are several ways how you can continue. One of the best is knight f6 check. In the game, they continue with rook g5 check. Knight g6, rook g3. Now fourth way could be knight f6, rook f5, and then push, h4, h5, rook g3, bishop d4. Here we go. Activate the bishop, bring the other rook soon. Now, sacrifice was a mistake. One of the way gonna be rook d1, sacrifice this rook. And of course, easy defense could be rook d3. So white little bit missed the initiative in his hand, starting from this position. I can really say that knight f6 gonna be the best. So after king g7, then rook f5. Better configuration of the pieces. You just didn't give me the tempo of attacking my rook, of attacking my knight. So now bishop d4. Something like counter attack here, but this knight gonna be hanging, so we have just this check, like very clever check. Knights are keeping each other, so we're ready to simple capture free knight on f4. That's amazing tactic. So if you coordinate the pieces very well like this way, this is very annoying knight, you know, you thread this check, you thread what? Let's say b5, let's say, well, you just take b5, but let's say b6. Then we just simple thread. This is also working, very easy tactic. Please appreciate 2 minor pieces against rook. This is completely winning. Doesn't matter 2 knights, 2 bishops, knight and bishop against rook. And also doesn't matter that there is a pawn compensation too for black. It's completely winning. Also in this case, very weak, I will repeat, very weak structure of black, plus pretty open king. So no words if this sec is working. I think this is the easiest way for white to win the game after rook takes f4. Everything else could be also better, like activate the bishop, bring the other rook into the game. So as much as more pieces into the attacking, much better. That's it. So that continuation of white, I can say it was a bad one, but this was just a game. Sacrifice on f7, let's finish that game. Now, soon black become better after knight f4 here, what I see, covering. He didn't play that. Again, knight f4 was much better here, covering. Okay, cool, draw. Draw. Draw is a good result. But white wasn't enough precise into the attacking, so he reached a good position, good evaluation, but that he didn't realize correct. It's hard to find the engine moves, the best ones, you know, but good to force draw. Trompovsky. It's not a force draw, but it's a good draw here. Okay, thank you so much, Japanese tutor, that you're part of this. I go to the next game. We have a little bit more time. Okay, Again, c5 continuation. You know very well that next move of black, the sharpest one, should be queen b6, attacking b2. d5 is one of my best continuation. Bishop takes f6, we're gonna cover again. So first capture and then d5. JT. There is a one soap opera with JT, no? Something on the beach was, yeah, with Pamela Anderson. JT? Okay. Queen c1 protection. f5. The same idea with bishop g7. It's not the same game, don't worry. Bishop g7, c3, in this case, e5. This time we have a new move. We're gonna cover d6 in this case too, so bishop g2. I played before this with black, I think so, but then I changed a little bit the opening repertoire, and also in last years I can say I didn't met. 94, yeah, we covered it. If you follow my YouTube channel, you can you can watch the video with the 94, exactly. So 97, we have knight h3 maneuver, 92, c4. Little bit maneuvers with the knights, but I cannot say that this is so good for white. e6, probably worst continuation. Black has to hurry, maybe pressure again, maybe should go back to b6, pressure again on b2, and then being ready for the queen set castling. Thanks so much for following. So now e6 is a bad continuation, capture, g4. Crazy. Why crazy? Crazy, destroy that structure and preparing queen g6 followed by knight g5, fast attacking on the king side. g5. Queen side castling, capture on a2, capture on f5, and here white is a little bit better. Guys, you can check the lines with engine, it's okay, it's very nice also, but sometimes it's really very hard to find out the best move of engine, or we need to start thinking like humans, you know, to find the human moves, not the engine moves. So that's why black couldn't find all this time a way how to develop the no time to develop. Bishop d7 followed by queen side castling has to be the general plan for black, but just he didn't have time. Tick tack, there's no time for black. So there is another plan with knight a6, knight c7, what I was using in my games too. Thanks so much for following. Bishop g2, knight c7, knight d2, queen h6, h4. There is a plan, simple plan with d6, bishop d7 and queen side castling, but again the pawn f5 could be under attack during that time. Queen h6, h4, d6, knight h3. I can say that this is much more playable than this variation before. Trade off the queens, less pressure, black has to be happy. Rook d1, so pressure on the pawn d6. But now probably simple b5 and black doesn't have problems. b5, knight a5, we try to occupy that weak square, but bishop d7 and black is fine. So we go to the line, so we can say that knight a6 is one of the best continuation in this structure for black. Another interesting line here, we just covered different lines. e5, knight f3. We don't care, of course we don't take en passant. It's not good to take en passant here, guys. We're gonna improve the structure of black, and black has to be happy. Black has to be happy to open up his pieces too on the queen side and doing castling fast. We don't capture, knight f3. We have a very powerful pawn also here. What is holding on? What is prevent knight coming to c6, or just also blockade that light square bishop a little bit? d6, bishop h3. The general focus and general weakness is on f5 pawn. c4, knight h4, double attack, twofold attack of the pawn f5, just take it. And white is already much better. Capture here was a mistake of white. He has to continue by f3 in this case. main line is f3, and it's about +2 evaluation. What's the next plan? We don't need even castling in this case. Look at that bad position of the queen. Again, she's under a pin, under a trap soon, like rook d1. Rook d1. So king f2 followed by rook d1. There is not saving line of the queen. Hard to save the queen. Maybe something like bishop d7, bishop a4, but it's very hard. White is much better. White captures c8, then he simple allow some perpetual check. That's what I can say. So queen d3, queen e4, queen d3, queen e4, and white cannot run away just because rook is hanging. So this is the only one square of white. Nice force draw. One more force draw in Trompovsky. Exactly. This belonged to Japanese tutor again. Okay, guys. Bishop h6. One more mistake of black. So mistake after mistake. If you don't wish a draw, you know the final result then. Okay, pawn takes f4 and now queen e1. Not rook to e1. Let's explain why not. Because fg discover attack, discover check. And now wherever you go, you know, I just take first the rook, like intermediate check. Actually, I have on one square and then take back the queen, followed by bishop takes b2, capture this guy. So we can capture here, capture here, capture here, capture here. Let's count the material. Exchange down. Exchange down. So it's a... I believe I can save my bishop, you know. So just here, bring the rook, capture here. So queen e1 is the winning continuation here. Again, you should be precise. Rook e1 losing, queen e1 winning. So huge difference between both moves. So queen e1 has to be the completely winning move. 2 exclamation marks to queen e1. Queen e3. People are coming to the POC champs. Thanks so much, people. But you can also follow me in my Twitch channel. I'm... oh, that's Bulgarian. Oh. Okay, so if you don't know me, I'm this girl. So you can watch me here every single day. By the way, I have a every single day match against some girls. Next. Okay, so I continue in now following this line. Queen e2, so looks like huge advantage already for white. What we have more? We have a piece more. Counterattack the bishop on h6. Also bishop takes d7 could work. Bishop takes b7 also could work. This could be the simplest way. Why? Because you have to trade as much as possible pieces when you have something extra on the board. I go to the next exercise now. The variation with c5. So again we have bishop takes f6. Looks like powerful line. gf. d5 again, queen b6, queen c1, protection, bishop h6, e3. One of the most famous line this time, we're gonna cover bishop h6, not f5. e3, covering. You know very well that if you capture the bishop, that's a poisoned bishop. You're gonna lose the rook soon. And don't try this way, please. Don't try this way. It's gonna be ugly. Ugly checkmate, okay. Move number 7, checkmate. Okay, so we need urgent e3, nothing else is working. f5, c4, urgent, support the center, followed by knight c3, f4. Pawn takes, bishop takes. Again, if we capture this bishop, we're gonna be worse. Let's see how. Here, probably we should... How are you doing, King the Queen? So nice to see you here again. So I'm showing now today one variation which is calling Trompovsky. White decide to play it. Move number 2, bishop g5. Queen takes f4 is a bad. We can put a question mark to that move. So accepting the bishop, we're gonna lose the rook soon. Knight e2, capture. That was the game. Well, Karan, have a good night. Have a good night. Yeah, thank you so much. d6. Okay, time to learn. You can watch the YouTube video if you miss some of the games later. Bishop d3. here, very, very powerful attacking, but of course don't forget about that you have to save the king. This is the first factor, because now for black to go to the king side castling looks like pretty risky. Pawn h7 is under terrible attack, so probably queen f5 and checkmate threat. There is no way for black. There is no single defender in front of the black king, so that makes him very, very bad placed. Knight e5, queen f6, either rook e1. I can say that everything is winning here. Rook e1 also could work. King side castling anyway, but then we jump on d5, and now probably you can try what has to be the checkmate net preparing. Rook e8, only one move to avoid the checkmate in one. If king h8, knight f6 followed by queen h6, and h7 is very, very, very hanging, so we can just go and capture h7. Queen h6, now black has to sacrifice the queen. There is no other way to save h7 mate. Winning. So if knight g6 in this case, check again, king f8, one more check, king e7, knight d5, very, very forced way. King e8, we just eliminate the only one defender around the king, and now covering, because the queen was a great defender, probably f6 could come. We just cover the queen with, I hope you see my next move. Queen g4, either h4, it's unstoppable, checkmate. Okay guys, we have 4 more minutes to chess TV, let's go to the next game. One more c5, here we go, d4, knight f6, bishop g5, c5. Eliminate the knight, g takes f6. Later you can enjoy with the POC champs in chess TV. Or continuing with me playing, challenge me, or follow my playing too. We can go to d6 line now, e3, f5, knight a6 possibility. Let's look at the main one. Knight a6, bishop e5 check, very powerful, take the initiative in our hands very, very fast. Capture, knight e2. Hurry up to castling one more time. Why? Because this variation is a little bit criminal. Capture with g-pawn makes leaving the black king in the center. That's the first sign what you have to look at. That after g takes f6, probably king side castling will be forbidden for black. So in this case, he has to stay in the center or going to the queen side castling. I think both could be bad. Rook g8, knight g3. Changing off the queens. Looks great for white. He's faster development right now. f5, e4. Capture back. Okay. Don't forget about following me, guy. You can lose me soon. Okay, c4, knight c7, rook d2. We're gonna focus now to activate all our pieces, so definitely f5, this pawn is important. We will try to avoid our weakness with pushing up, f5. Or also d file is the other file what we have to focus about, like when we capture on e6, discover attack of d6, the other weakness. Knight e8, f5. Now, as I told you, we get rid from our weakness on on f4. So after black is pushing e5, we have f6, very powerful pushing. Later we can occupy that square after. Maybe we need one h3, kick him out, and then go to f5, e7, such a weak square around. f5. If they capture on d5, then you can push f6. And bishop f8, we capture by rook. Why with the rook? We keep the connection. We keep still the attacking against d6. That's why. Bishop h6, h3, eliminate his rook, rook e1. Keep more pieces on the board. very, very often if you really wish to attack me. So rook h4, g3, rook takes h3, attack the rook, looks like trapped, so he has to sack. After sack, he's exchanged down. Looks like easy endgame. Simplify, next step is simplify, change everything. Okay, we have pass pawn g, which makes the game pretty easy, guys, to win it. So hope so you can realize that. Hope so you can realize that advantage. I think so. Soon we're gonna finish in Chess TV, so thank you so much for the attention. Thanks so much. I think I finish in Chess TV exactly. So PogChamps is coming. PogChamps is coming with the Void Boy. Yeah, Void Boy. Void Boy gonna be the next one. Fusli. Yeah, she was banned from Twitch, but then hope so she's back and so on. Anyway, guys, thanks so much for the attention. This was one more line. I will go back to cover several more with c5. So after capture f6. Now go to the d5. We have other continuations like bishop g7, e3, d6, knight e2. This time there is no queen b6 still on the board. That's the difference between this line and the other one. f5, c3. Creating a pawn chain, this is something very important against that bishop. So if we don't have time for c4 and knight c3, if black hurry up with bishop g7 followed by f5, then we have to create a good pawn chain against the bishop. Otherwise c4, knight c3 is also a good option. Now knight a6, knight f4, knight c7, attacking the bishop, kick him out, knight a3, e6, pawn captures e6, pawn capture e6, knight b5. As I told you at the beginning, at the moment when black captures on f6 by g-pawn, that makes more sense that he will never do castling on the king side. So please use that initiative. d5. What's going on after d5? Hope so you can find that move. Knight f6, deflection. Again, destroy his castling, because if queen capture, the knight on c7, it's like deflection we say about. And if he run away with the king, we're feel free to queen h5 too, could come, discover. So we discover our knight was there, so now our queen can be there and to counterattack the bishop after, let's say after knight takes c7, queen takes c7, something like that. So you can do that attacking, so feel free to do this. It's a very, very powerful, probably bring the bishop and so on. You just crush the opponent here. Okay, here we go. d5. d5 doesn't work, looks like. Let's cover another continuation, like knight takes b5, bishop takes b5, king e7. Why not bishop e7? Why not bishop d7? Well, you know, simple reason. Simple reason. Just after bishop takes d7, queen takes d7 doesn't exist, because knight f6, fork. Easy fork. So king has to take. Then where is the castling? We have little bit advantage after it. So we just go for b4, any opening the center or opening the queen side part, everything is working here for the white side. Continuation. So that's a beautiful constructor. I'm sure you like that. Both knights here in a hat, so much forward. Black is having some center like pawn e6, pawn d6, but it's not so powerful in this case. Bishop g5. Okay. I think this was everything for c5. So probably it should be enough for today, guys. Now I'm going to continue playing with you. So feel free to challenge me, to follow me, and to challenge me. Challenge. So we go back to the chess.com with the powerful playing. I hope so I can reach on to 4. Avoiding maybe. Oh, your car broke. Hello Gary, how are you doing? You missed Trompovsky. I just covered the D5, the C5. Probably I'm gonna make Trompovsky part 3 because D5 too much. Grandfather 69. Okay, Sigma. I'm going to play against you. Just a second. So probably we will make another video for the C5 continuation if you're interested. For the D5 continuation if you're interested. And